Welcome back to the second segment of the Pens and Pixels Popcast, in which we interview rising star of Twitch, Geekseh. Geekseh, tell us a little about yourself.
I will tell you about myself, Rising Star. I don't think so, but thank you so much. My name's Geekseh. If you guys don't know that already, I'm a Canadian streamer. I do this full time. We're about having fun at the community. Like, my motto for Geekseh is, we might not be the best at the game, but we're the best at having fun. And that's the kind of attitude I like to bring to the whole channel. You know, it's games are about...
There's no speedruns going on.
No, there's no speedruns. We're not doing top 10 on the leaderboards. You know, we're there to have fun. We're not going to get salty. We're not going to, you know, I'm here to smile. I do get salty sometimes, don't get me wrong. I do get competitive.
Like, I know you play Hearthstone a lot. Do you ever try to go on a win streak?
Yeah, we get win streaks a lot. Like right now, it's funny because if you play Hearthstone, you know that the meta is kind of weird. It's pretty stale. So we've been doing arena runs a lot. We've been doing also, like, next month there's the new expansion coming out, and they're taking away a whole bunch of cards. So the meta is going to be totally flipped on its head. I'm really excited for it. But yeah, like I play very competitively. I get very good ranks. But I don't push it. You know, I'm more about having a fun deck that's still kind of competitive in the meta, but at least it's fun for everyone to watch instead of the usual. If you know anything about Hearthstone right now, it's like Pirate Warrior and Aggro Shaman is like the top tier, and I used to play them, but nowadays I'm not playing those. I'm playing more decks that are kind of more fun to watch instead of just like I can fall asleep while playing them because I know they're just straightforward deck, right?
Yeah. One of my favorite streamers actually is Northern Lion. I believe he's actually also located in British Columbia, as you are.
Okay.
And he plays Binding of Isaac by and large, and it's most fun to watch him when he's going on a win streak and he's really trying to win with all these like terrible item combinations and stuff. I always really enjoy that. Get into the streak nature of it.
Yeah, Binding of Isaac's a great game too.
One of my all-time favorites. Did not expect it to be, but it was. Actually, so I just want to preface this too with saying that, like, I've known Geekseh for quite a while now, probably over 10 years. We don't stay in touch daily or anything, but we've crossed each other's lives quite a bit, and we actually used to podcast together. But Geekseh he's always, when he told me, he actually contacted me to do some art for his Twitch channel, and when he told me that he was streaming and that he was cultivating this audience, I was like, yeah, that makes sense. I was like, that is where I could see you going, you know? That's always been very much your personality, and you've always been, like, super into video games and super passionate about it and just having fun with them, right? Like, you would chase achievements back in the day, and it was just for your own entertainment.
Well, let me say thank you, Cal. I appreciate that. That's really nice of you to say. But yeah, I am very much about always having fun with video games, and I used to be a achievement hunter. Like, I used to want those achievements, right? Like those chivos. That's what I was about. Is those chivos, and I think I'm at like almost 70,000 on Xbox, which is not, like, don't get me wrong, it's really nothing to some people, but like for me, I was proud of that number. But yeah, I love video games so much. They've always been in my life.
I'm actually surprised it took you this long to start streaming. It's because, again, it seems like such an obvious choice for you, to me anyways, that I almost don't know where you went because I didn't hear from you for a couple of years, and then I was like, does he still play video games? Is that still a thing in his life? And clearly it is. Like, you never lost the passion.
Oh yeah, I've always like, just up until recently, I've been a big Xbox fanboy. You know, I wouldn't say fanboy, because if you talked about a PS4 game, I'm still interested. Like, I've always kept listening to, you know, video game podcasts. I listened to a bunch of them, and even when I did have, you know, those months or that time I couldn't play a lot of video games, I was still up to date because I still love video games. So I was still up to date even though I never played them.
Mm-hmm. You'd still be up on the industry and the news and all that stuff.
Yeah, very much so.
Yeah. Okay. So, Geekseh, tell me a little bit about, like, when you started streaming, like what your setup was like and what challenges you faced.
Well, like, I first started streaming, to be honest, was through the Xbox One, right? Like, it's the logical step, right? Like, I looked at it, I thought it was neat, I wanted to do it, and, you know, Mrs. Geekseh and I would be playing Borderlands 2, and I told her, hey, you want to just try streaming? You want to just, you know, we'll throw it up there. I had a what's it called? the cam for the Xbox, the Kinect. There we go. Sorry, guys.
Oh, yeah.
So I got the Kinect for it so we can stream and people can watch it. And it was really bad quality. To stream through the Xbox One app, it's kind of a hassle. Sometimes it worked well, but, me and Mrs. Geekseh would just stream Borderlands 2 because we played it so much together and just had fun. I didn't really take it as like a serious thing.
Mm-hmm. You just threw it up and enjoyed your time.
I just threw it up, yeah, and just if it worked, it worked. If it didn't, we'll just shut it down. But so the big day was November 16th, 2016. I streamed Hearthstone through my laptop. I found out about everything. Like I kind of did some research on the computer. I found out I need to get this program called OBS. Okay, how do we start with OBS? And I just did like a basic bare stream through OBS with Hearthstone. So I was using I've always been using this potato of a computer, and I started just using the laptop camera and the laptop microphone. So
which does not result in very good quality.
No, not at all.
We accidentally recorded through the laptop's internal mic one time, and it was just
it's
just terrible.
It's really bad. I'm not gonna lie. It was embarrassing. Thank God I didn't. I don't have any of them saved from back then. I should have. I want to see how far I came, but I started that way, right? So I started streaming that way. I started really getting into the community. I started building a community with other streamers. So, like I'd be in their channel if I wasn't streaming, and I would just be, if I had spare time, I'd be in their channel talking to them. And then when I was streaming, they'd be coming into my channel. Cause the big thing is just having someone there. Don't get me wrong. I did do many long streams into the 4-hour, 5-hour mark where like maybe I'd get one person, and then you'd be like, oh, I talked to someone for 20 minutes. That was awesome. And then it eventually just started snowballing here. It's been my channel has been growing very fast, and I'm very lucky. I'm one of the lucky few.
Rising star.
Yeah, but that's not to say see a lot of people on Twitch and whatnot say, oh, it's all about getting lucky. If you get lucky, that's how you get a viewership. But how I see it is, I do it so often. Yeah, there is a thing. Luck does have something to do with it, but you also have to. Yeah, but you have to be online for that luck to happen. So you have to be streaming all the time. And that's where that's where my head was, right? Like I would get stuff done, and then I would go into just stream.
Yeah, and no doubt that it ended up working out for you, right? But I've seen you're also very upbeat and engaging with the audience. You have these like little bits you do, these little skits with these ads, and they're fantastic. And I've seen,
yeah.
I don't want to name names, but I've seen other people that I know that have tried to start streaming, and they have great setups. They have a really clear picture on the screen. They have them green screened in their chair there and stuff, and it's amazing quality. But then they're not actually very fun watching them play the game. They're just kind of zoned out playing it, and every so often, they do something. Oh fuck, I died. And that's just not fun to watch. At some point, if I wanted to see that, if I just wanted to see gameplay of Dark Souls, I'd YouTube it.
Yeah, and if you're there's two different types of streamers, right? Like in my head, there's two different types. There's there's three. I guess speedrunners and like players that are really good at the game are kind of in one category, right? So you like a streamer, they're like top tier in the game, like they are amazing. And then there's other players that are like, kind of like me. We're good at the game, obviously, because I play so many hours of it. But I'm there to have fun. We're here to have a smile.
You're almost like an entertainer rather than you're not like a pro game player.
Yeah, exactly. I'm not doing the APM or whatever we were talking about, right? Like I'm not telling you about that, but I do know enough about the game because I play it so much. I am getting better and better and better with the game, but I'm here to make someone laugh, to connect with people, to really engage in the audience. And I do stream Hearthstone mostly I'll preface this by saying I just got a new computer. So we are going to switch some days up to where I might be playing something else. But Hearthstone is my main squeeze, my main girl. That's going to be.
I noticed that.
Yeah, that's my game. And what I love about it is I have time to look at chat. It's not like Overwatch is a great, amazing game. It's okay to watch, but the streamer can't really talk to you that much, right? Like that's what I don't like. You're waiting till you die, and then let's look over at the chat. Yeah. Okay, I'm back in. So with Hearthstone, it's like, the other player has the turn, so you're just kind of waiting, sitting there, so you can, shoot the shit with the audience, and I really like that. That's why I love the game so much too, is because it's so audience friendly for a Twitch stream.
No, that's a good point. I actually didn't even think about that, but yeah, you're right. Like you just get this chance, you get this whole like almost half of your stream gets to be dedicated to the audience.
Yeah, we get to goof around, and yes, I do have my like quote unquote shticks. I do have Jeff. He's my hetero life mate, I call him. He's my dog. And then I also do, every time someone follows me, I do an ad for them. And the ad, I have, I don't know how to describe it. I just buy stuff from the dollar store or wherever that's kind of funny and quirky. And then whoever follows me, I do an ad for them on stream with their name in it. And people love it, right? And it goes with my personality, right? Like I'm kind of goofy. I'm upbeat.
Yes, but again, it didn't surprise me at all to see you doing something like that.
Yeah.
I was like, this makes a lot of sense. At first, I was like, the fuck is he doing? But like, I was like, this makes sense. This is very Geekseh. So I actually want to talk about the name Geekseh a little bit. Like coming up with an online handle is, it's a difficult process to brand yourself. You know what I mean? Like,
oh, for sure. Do you remember what my old name was? We can say it.
I honestly don't, and I've seen it sign into Xbox so many times.
So I did just change my Xbox name to Geekseh, though. I really, like, the name I had before, I had for probably since, like, I'm going to say I had it for about, sorry, what?
Sorry, you just cut out for a second on my end here.
Oh, I'm sorry. So I was going to say, so my old name I had for over 10 years on Xbox. And I usually use that username everywhere. I'm not going to say it, actually, just in case you can find some dirt on me. But, and then I just recently changed it back to Geekseh. The origin of Geekseh really isn't that exciting, to be honest. I was just... I always
just like, I'm Canadian. I'm a geek.
So the thing is, like, I always wanted to do something with video games deep down in my heart. When people said, "Hey, what do you want to do for a living?" I would just be like, "I don't know." But deep down, I really did know I wanted to do something with video games. But like designing them, doing like coding and all that stuff, like I couldn't, like, that did not seem interesting to me. So I did think about, sometimes I daydreamt about running my own blog, my own video game blog. And then I would be thinking, what would I name it? And one day, I don't know where I was. It was like, I think I thought of it like years ago too. Like, because I have the URL for it. I actually copied, or I got the geekseh.com. I really like the name. I wanted it to be like a Canadian blog for video games. I thought that was neat because there's no such thing. But I understand why. It's because not much is happening. Like, a lot's happening in Canada, but not a lot. Like, there are a lot of things now, but back then, the video game industry in Canada wasn't the biggest, right?
I mean, even still, we have like 3 central hubs. We have Montreal, which has a Square Enix Montreal, Ubisoft, and Eidos Montreal. Actually, that is Square Enix Montreal.
Yeah.
And then in BC, there's an EA studio, there's a Capcom studio, and in Edmonton, there's a BioWare studio. And I think that's like about it. There might be some indie devs and stuff.
Like the people who did Gears 3 are from BC or from Vancouver. Right. And there's like There's this game I used to play on my phone. It was like a tank game, and I don't know. There's a lot of like really fun little indie studios, I think, in Vancouver and such, but there's not those. Yeah, you're right. There's not those big like San Francisco hubs, right?
Yes, exactly.
But so I just registered it. I like the name a lot, like Geekseh. Like, I am super Canadian, so it really does.
The thing. I didn't know how to say the name at first because I was like, is it Geekseh or is it Geekseh?
Geekseh. I don't know. Everyone has their own way of saying it, which I like. Everyone kind of makes it their own. I just say Geekseh.
It creates a conversation around how to pronounce the name correctly.
Yeah, it's funny when I go into people's channel or people start talking to me. Geekseh, like they say it weirdly. A couple of people call me Geeksey. I like Geeksey. That's hilarious. And of course, the one everyone loves, Daddy Canada.
Daddy Canada, that's fucking amazing.
Yeah, Daddy Canada.
One of our mutual friends actually has a name that everyone mispronounces online. His handle. I'll say. I want to say it's Peps is a myth, and then everyone thinks it's Pepsi is a myth.
It does look like that with the eyes, right? Like it's one of those.
That's the thing.
It's like one of those social media things, like, oh, say this, what's missing, and you're like, I don't know, but
exactly, yeah. Unless it's intercapped, you don't actually get what he's going for. And I think he's donated to Twitch streams before, and they've mispronounced it. I keep trying to encourage him to just change it to like Coke is a legend, and just fuck with everybody.
That's pretty good, actually.
yeah, right. That'd be funny.
He would never change it, but it would be funny.
Yeah, that would be hilarious. So, what was your take on streaming before you became a streamer? Like, what was your general thoughts and feelings? Because streaming's been around, or it's been a thing now for a couple years before you got into it. Were you interested in it before that at all, or are you just kind of like, that's a thing? Like,
yeah, I watched some streams. Like there was a couple of, like, I'd always go on to it, especially if I wanted to see new video games. That's where I'd go. I don't think I really followed many streamers. I wasn't really like, oh, blah blah blah's on, I have to go watch them. It was mostly like, oh, this game came out, I want to go see some gameplay. And then I'd see someone, but even back then I was like, oh, this guy sucks, or this guy's really good, I see why he has so many people. Even then I was judging them, right? Like, but like, it's true. Like I could kind of see what was good, what was not. But like, that's where I'd go to see these new games most of the time. So that's how I knew. I know it's been around. Like, it used to be Justin TV, and then it became Twitch TV, and now it's blowing up more and more, which is cool. And now there's places like YouTube that are doing it. I think Microsoft just bought Beam. That's coming out to the Xbox soon. Like I think they're not doing much on the Twitch side of stuff for Xbox One because they know Xbox is going to be pushing Beam soon. I'm pretty sure it's Beam that they got. So
no, that sounds right.
Yeah, so there's a whole bunch of services coming up now, like, and it's understandable, but you're more people than not know Twitch over Beam over.
Oh, for sure. It's like Google and Bing.
Exactly.
Like yeah.
But like, YouTube does do streaming, but no one really knows about that, right? You can say YouTube is more well known, yeah, but did you know they live stream video games? Probably not. Did
you know they have a whole thing that's called YouTube Gaming, and it's an entire section of their website? Like,
yeah, exactly.
I don't know how well that took off, and I was surprised it didn't take off as fast as I thought it was going to. I always thought it was gonna. I was like, oh fuck, I was like, YouTube's gonna destroy Twitch, and then it didn't happen.
Yeah, well, what's cool is they're being smart about it. Like, right now, Twitch is doing a Power Rangers marathon on a channel, so you can watch all the Power Rangers. It's just live streaming episode after episode after episode. They're partnering with people like IMDb. And what was cool with that is you can they're streaming the Oscars, so I could live stream it and we can talk about it as a community.
That's
instead
really
of
cool,
me,
actually. Yeah,
so instead of me streaming a video game, I'm streaming the Oscars and we're just chatting about it. Now, is that what I want to do? Probably not, but it's going in a direction that's like, oh, that's pretty neat.
Yeah, no, I like that a lot. My favorite thing that Twitch ever happened on Twitch was Twitch Plays Pokemon.
That made it huge. Yeah, Twitch Plays Pokemon blew up Twitch.
Like, I'm not sure how much I went to Twitch before that happened, but I became like more of a regular after that because it was just so much fun to watch. Like, just people who wanted to try to beat the game collaboratively and trolls coming in to just fuck with everybody else. Like, yeah, that was so much fun to watch that saga.
It's neat when stuff like that game right there was started. Something new on Twitch. Do you know what I mean? Like, you can still start things on this big website, which I like, you know what I mean? Like, it started blah 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 plays, Twitch plays. That's what it started. you know, it was one thing that started Twitch plays now, and now it's everywhere. Like, people, they give control of their cards in Hearthstone to the chat, and they'll let them, like, make them dust them or craft things. It's really unique now, the things they're doing.
Yeah, it's such a neat idea, just to get the community going, because Twitch really is about, like, interacting with the other fans of everything, you know, whether it be a streamer or a game or whatever it is. Yeah, it's just really cool. You kind of touched on this before, but I just wanted to ask again. Like, you like you said, Hearthstone is your main squeeze.
Yeah.
But do you see yourself branching out, doing like new releases ever, or indies, or like retro games even?
I'm not gonna say no. I'm not gonna say yes. I think the main thing is, am I interested in the game? You know, if I'm pumped to play a game, I think that's going to be conveyed in my personality, in how excited I am, and that's what it's about, right? Am I excited to play this game? Say I'm playing Hearthstone and I'm just not having fun that day. I'm good. Now I do have the capabilities, because before, my computer was such a potato, you guys. Like, I can't even tell you guys how bad my computer was. And if you go to my twitch.tv/Geekseh channel, you can look at the past broadcasts, and you think it's actually good quality, like I'm using a decent computer, but I'm not. So now the only thing I could stream before was Hearthstone, but now I do have the capabilities of playing all these new games. But I'm going to tell you that, yes, Hearthstone's going to be my main squeeze, but if there's a game I want to play, I'm interested in, maybe with viewers, like I am going to be doing April 1st, I'm doing a 24-hour come celebrate my birthday stream, come celebrate the new computer, so we're doing a 24-hour stream. I'm not going to play Hearthstone for 24 hours.
No, that's true.
But I am going to be playing games like Golf It or Golf with your friends. Like, I want to be able to play with the community more. I would like to have a day like that. So, like, I'm trying to think of these games I'm going to play. Yeah, I can do Overwatch for sure, blah, blah, blah. But like I said, they're not as fun all the time because I can't communicate. But, like, Golf with your friends, it's like a mini-putt game, right? Like, I can have 8 people playing with me that's from the community that wants to have fun. We're goofing off. Like, that's what sounds like a good time to me.
And that's in the same vein as Hearthstone, where you get to wait and take a turn, and you can go back and look at the chat and interact.
Well, I actually think it's all in one time. Like, I think everyone goes at once, which is kind of goofy.
Shit, really?
Yeah, it's like this chaotic mess of a game. I don't know which one we're getting yet, guys. I will be putting that on my Twitter and whatnot, but there's going to be stuff like that I'm going to be doing on the 24-hour stream on April 1st, where I'm going to tell you, hey, let's all go play this game together, maybe, or yeah, let's play a little bit of Overwatch, maybe. I don't know. I'm still kind of up in the air about that right now.
Yeah, no doubt.
Yeah.
You don't have a hard schedule right now, and I know a lot of streamers go by, you know, I'm 6 p.m. Wednesdays, 8 p.m. Fridays, blah blah blah. Is that because you're working 2 jobs right now, or is that something in the future you'd like to see yourself doing, is being on a schedule where people can count on you, like you'll be their entertainment 3 p.m. on a Tuesday or something?
So yeah, I don't have a set schedule, you guys, but that's why I really do talk about my social media a lot, because, you know, I tell everyone, join my Discord, join my Twitter, because, you know what, I don't have a set schedule, so I usually post on there when I'm going to be playing or the time before. But, like, to be honest, I generally do have, like, my community, sorry, that's the word I was looking for, knows that I stream every day. So what happens is, I do talk about that on Discord and whatnot. Like, last month I missed, I think, 2 days. This month so far I've missed 3 days, but I am taking a week off because I have to set up my new computer here. So you won't see me online until that 24-hour stream on April 1st. Because I have so much stuff to do. But generally they know I'm playing sometime. Now the thing is, I wake up sometimes. There's certain days I wake up at 5:30 a.m. so I can stream before I go to work, because I have a lot of European viewers, and it's not fair to them because I stream at 5 o'clock Pacific. That means it's like 2 in the morning for them, or 3 in the morning for them. So that's not fair. And if I really do want to make this a full-time career one day, I'm not being like, oh, it's going to happen soon. It's like, you have to see this as like, if you went to school for nursing, for anything, how many years does that take?
That's true.
So
that's a good way to look at it. People often want instant success.
Yeah, you know, and that's not how I'm seeing it. I'm seeing it as like, I'm going to school right now for this. You know, and if it takes me 2 years, 3 years, so be it. I'm not worried about that. I just know deep down, not to sound cocky, it's going to happen one day. I'm going to make it's going to happen. I really do feel that in my heart of hearts. But now I do keep track of, I have actually a calendar right next to me where I do keep track of the times I streamed, so that I can kind of, like, what happened was I just got my second job recently, so I didn't know how that was going to work. And what happened was last month I was working different hours getting trained, and now I'm working the mornings. So I'm just like, what's going to happen is April, I'll probably sit down. We're going to look at the calendar, and I can say for a fact, you know what? These are the days I always stream at this time. I can safely say that. And to be honest, I've sacrificed my social life for this.
Yeah, no doubt. What did you say? 156 hours?
136 hours last month.
Yeah.
Plus working 120 hours of a regular job.
Mm-hmm.
So I do, you know, but you know what? Thankfully, Mrs. Geekseh is the one person, like, everyone's supporting me. You wouldn't believe it. My brother, all the friends that know are supporting me. But like Mrs. Geekseh is like totally understanding. We already have a really different schedule, but she's like, yeah, like she's getting me to push myself, which is super nice, and I love that. But
no, that's really nice. That's good to hear, because having that much time with someone who wasn't supportive of it would not be a good thing.
Yeah, and like a set schedule, don't get me wrong, that's super important. If you look up anything online, important things to do while you're streaming, or to become a streamer, what should you do? They're going to tell you, get a set schedule. A set schedule. But right now, I'm just kind of, I have a very big Discord community, very big, a bigger Twitter community. My Twitter's kind of starting to grow, and that's where I'm telling people, hey guys, you know, you generally know I'm going to be streaming every day, but what times to do that? And a set schedule would be nice, because then I don't feel guilty about taking time off.
Yeah, that's true too. Even if it was something like, you know, every Wednesday at 9, count on me. But and I try to stream every day, but like sometimes it doesn't happen. So keep an eye out. You check his Twitter, you know, that kind of thing. Yeah. No, and that's a good mindset to have. I really like the you're going to school for it right now. So
yeah, that's how it's
quite refreshing to hear.
Yeah.
So what is the goal with Geekseh ultimately? Let's say, you know, 2 years you do become a full-time streamer, and that is your only job. What's the end goal there?
The end goal is just like, I think what it is for my stream, and that's just to be happy. To bring, like, when I quit my old job, I was in sales. I was really good at it because I was able to build relationships, like, within the first time meeting someone. You know, I'm a genuine person. I'm not going to fake relationships. I genuinely am interested in talking to these people, and I want to make people smile. I want to make their day better. So when I quit doing sales, I thought to myself, like, I know right now what I want to do is help people. I want to make people's day better somehow. And right now I'm currently working as a social worker. So I like that route too. I really do like social work. I do get to make people's days better, them to smile. I'm really good at building the relationship between, you know, the community and the person, and me being the gap. But like, the goal pretty much is to just make people smile. You know, if they're having a terrible day or a terrible week, maybe make them laugh, make them smile, make them not think about that problem they have. You know, and that's my end goal, is to do something that kind of makes a difference. And fortunately, I have been able to do that in the little time I have been streaming. I've gotten messages from people saying, hey, thank you so much. You've made my week so much better. I was having a hard time. And like, I do have days where it's like, oh man, like, I don't want to stream today, maybe, like, I'm not in the mood. And then I think about that kind of stuff. Like, that's what really...
What a nice thing to hear. That's an awesome thing to hear, man. That's that is why, when I listen to, say the kind of funny guys with Greg Miller and stuff,
Yep.
like they say the same thing about, sometimes they don't always feel on and they might not want to do the stream or the podcast or whatever, but they think about, the time that, someone said this got me through a hard breakup or whatever, it was the only thing that made me smile, made me laugh, and like that is a fantastic end goal. That's a good like statement for your, stream. So that's really nice to hear.
Well, it's funny because there's going to be times where we don't feel like doing the job, but then this is one of those jobs where it's happened before where I'm just like, I'm not into it. And then I start playing and the community starts coming in and talking to me and I get like amped, you know what I mean? Like, and it's not only am I maybe helping people or whatever, these people are helping me. These people are cheering me up. Maybe I'm having a bad day. I'm trying not to convey it, but they're also helping me out. So, it's great. What's been happening with the channel and the community is just been amazing stuff that I could only have dreamed of. And I'm not going to say that, like, I don't want to tell you my end goal is money. My end goal is to be able to
to support yourself, obviously.
But yeah, and that's what I'm looking for. It's just like, my end goal is for it to be my full-time job. And would it be good that I can not be paycheck to paycheck in that sense for streaming? But I'm going to tell you right now, if I could just be paycheck to paycheck streaming instead of paycheck to paycheck doing, say, not social work, because I do like my social work job, but just saying a job that I don't really like, I'm going to take that over anything. Like, as long as I could feed myself,
and Mrs. Geekseh.
And Mrs. Geekseh, but she's an independent woman. She's a strong bitch that, she's an independent woman that doesn't need me. But you know what I mean? Like, as long as I'm comfortable and I'm living, I'm not dying, I'm going to, And if I have to work 2 jobs and stream, I'm going to do that. And that's
a decent life goal, as long as you're not dying.
Yeah, as long as I'm not dying.
And for my last question, do you have any advice for people looking to get into streaming and cultivate an audience? Because I feel like you've done this very quickly. Like I said, I've seen people who have been doing it for much longer than you. You only started, 4 or 5 months ago now at this point? You're not even half a year in. You have 1,200 followers, subscribers, I forget what they call it on Twitch.
Followers. We're not partnered yet. We're going to get there one day, but...
Oh, is that only a partners thing, subscribers?
Yeah, subscribers is only for when you get partnered, and that's a goal. Again, not for... if it doesn't happen for a year and a half, 2 years, hey, it will eventually happen, though. I know the community is so strong there that it's going to happen.
No, for sure. But you have been growing pretty rapidly in my eyes. And,
very much so. Yes.
So, what is your advice for these people? Is it just do it? That is half the time on this podcast when we're trying to give other artists advice. Our advice is just do it. They say they can't draw something well enough, or it's just like keep trying. You have 10,000 bad drawings, and you just get it out. Keep going.
Yeah, I do see posts a lot. I'm a regular creeper. I don't talk much on the Reddit community, but for Twitch. But I see people that are like, "Oh, can this computer run it? Hey guys, like, can this do? Can I run this game in this?" But you hit the nail on the head with that. Is just do it. Like, if you want to try it out, just go and do it. Know that, like, yes, you're not going to be an overnight success, but you should be thinking, like, what's your goal too? Like, is your goal just to stream for funsies? Like, I started out streaming just for funsies. I didn't think like I was going to grow this huge community. I was just wanted to do it for fun. Maybe I can tell you and our other buddies, hey, go check me out. Mm-hmm. One day, it's a way. It's kind of like communicating. Like, the best thing I ever heard from someone was our buddy Timo, who's a really close friend of mine who used to also be on our old podcast. Mm-hmm. He's like, him and my other buddy Baker. They said it's like hanging out with you. Because they live so far away from me, they're like, it's like hanging out with you in the same room again. And that really made me happy. Like, that's a good feeling, right? We're hanging out with my buddies again. Now they can chat too. And but to end the rant, kind of. But yeah, like, my big thing with people that wants to do this is just go do it. Like, I'm sure you have an Xbox. Go do it through the Xbox app. You want to do it through the computer, but you have a potato of a computer. Guess what? I did too. Get OBS, try it out. You're gonna have to. It's gonna be a lot of trial and error. That's what happened to me. The first month and a half of streaming, I had to I was just spending hours upon hours upon hours just figuring out the best settings for that.
Mm-hmm. I'm sure they sounded horrible. Probably looked horrible.
Yeah, so I slowly but surely raise funds to get new things, right? I got a gift card for my for Christmas for Amazon. I got the C920 webcam. Okay, the community donated money for me to buy a new microphone. I was using my laptop microphone and my laptop camera. Anyone can stream. You probably have the capabilities, especially if you have a desktop computer. You probably have you might not be able to do Overwatch, but can you do something like maybe Binding of Isaac, maybe Hearthstone? Yeah, you can. Just instead of worrying about can you do it and looking it up, it takes less time for you just to download OBS and just mess around with it.
Yeah, and just try it out, eh?
Yeah, and the big thing is do you just want to have fun and just try it out? Then don't take it so seriously. Don't be like, oh, I don't have anyone in my chat room. Expect no one in your chat room. Get those friends and be like, hey, can you come hang out with me in my chat? Maybe start with friends to go in there. And then if you want to take it more seriously, you can take it more seriously. But know your goal. If your goal is just to have fun, just have fun. Just try it out.
I agree. And yeah, I think the most important thing you said was don't expect to have anyone in your chat room,
And the other big thing people always say, and is I truly believe this too, is do not spend money on it. Use what you have. If you eventually start really loving it, okay, then invest in it. But just work. Sorry, go on.
So I was gonna say that's what my parents did with me in skateboarding when I was younger. They got me a Walmart deck at first, and then as they realized that, oh, okay, this isn't just a passing fad for him, they let me buy more expensive decks. I got Element and I got Habitat and Toy Machine and shit. Same with the shoes and whatever, because they don't want to invest in something that their kid's gonna give up in 3 months or something, right?
I just recently, about a month ago, I think it was a month ago, early last month or just late, we just cracked 1,000 followers, which was a huge deal for me. But I still was using the potato. You know what I mean? Even after 1,000 followers, you guys, which is a really big deal. If you have never streamed before, to get 3 consecutive people to talk is kind of a big deal. You look on people's advice, and just getting 2 people to come in all the time and talk to you is a huge deal for most people. So I'm blessed, #blessed, to have, a lot of people come in and talk to me all the time. Now, did I rush out right away and get a new fancy computer? No, but I found that it's time right now. I have to start to get to the next level. I feel like I do have to partner with YouTube now. I have to. No, I have to well, yeah, but I have to start YouTubing also.
Oh, I see. I think start using it.
Yeah, I have to start making videos, and Twitch and YouTube should be going hand in hand. I see people talking about oh, YouTube's way better. Just go see Let's Plays. Don't watch people on Twitch. And that's the wrong thing. You should be seeing it as Twitch and YouTube work together. They working with both sites is the right thing to do to grow your community.
Totally. Even for the Popcast, we started off uploading to YouTube, but we found our views were so much lower on YouTube that and it was more work for me, so I just stopped uploading to YouTube for 70 episodes. But now I'm back on that train again, trying to increase our YouTube presence, because I was if we had been doing it this whole year, it probably would have increased, and I'm an idiot. You know what I mean?
Well, you have to think of how much time you have, right? Like I said, I just got a new computer. It's so pretty. Actually, my last past stream, you guys, if you want to go take a peek at twitch.tv/Geekseh, my last past stream is actually me building the computer. That's the only thing I've ever streamed other than Hearthstone. It was the in real life
IRL.
Yeah, it was IRL in the games category. Like, I've never streamed anything but Hearthstone, so it was pretty interesting. I was a mess. I've never streamed a computer before, so you can see me sweat and like kind of not knowing stuff. But what was cool is the community was helping me build it and whatnot. But like that's when I started investing in it. Like I still like it's just, you know, guess what? I'm a potato, you guys. I'm really sorry if the community doesn't understand, if those people don't understand, so be it, right? Like yeah,
absolutely. I guess that's it for the interview, Geekseh. Thank you so much for being on the Pens and Pixels podcast. I appreciate.
Thanks for having me. Thank you so much for having me. This was fun. This is a blast.
You're the first guest host ever. We've had guests before, but you are the first one who's actually replaced Mike and done a whole news segment with me. So that's very cool. If you want to follow me, I'm on Twitter at @TheCalG. You can find Pens and Pixels across all social medias. Pick your poison. Geekseh?
Yeah, I'd like to do some plugs, of course.
Yeah, absolutely. Go for it.
Yeah, so like I said, I'm on twitch.tv/Geekseh. That's GEEKSEH. I'm also on Twitter. It's Geekseh, but with an extra H at the end. And also, guys, April 1st, I'm going to be streaming my 24-hour stream. We're going to celebrate my 30th birthday. We're going to celebrate this new computer. We're going to have fun. Everyone's going to be there. Unfortunately, I'm not streaming the next week until that day. So if you want to go check me out, you want to hit that follow button, just go to my past broadcasts or even into clips. The community clips stuff from my past stuff, and they found that funny, so you can get a feel for my stream. But yeah, come on by. I'd love to meet you guys and your community. I thank you so much.
Yeah, and I'll put all the links, the relevant links to Geekseh in the show notes, so it's easy for you to click. It'll be in the description on iTunes and YouTube. And we'd really appreciate it. You're the Pens and Pixels podcast. If you could like, share, subscribe, all that nonsense. This is Mike's usual spiel. I don't really know what to say. Give us a rating on iTunes, I think, is a thing that helps us increase our presence. Blah blah blah. Whatever.
Are you on YouTube now? Are you on YouTube now?
Yes, we are. We've been uploading Popcast regularly on YouTube for at least all of 2017. And there are a couple episodes from before that, but so we'll have a video version of this up on YouTube. It will be on SoundCloud, Stitcher Radio, Google Play Music, iTunes, all the places.
So guys, go subscribe to their YouTube too. That's awesome. You guys should definitely be blowing up that YouTube also.
Yeah, we're trying. All right. Well, thanks so much everyone for listening. So, farewell, good game and farewell. I don't have a good fucking sign off. What do you usually say?
Hey.
Okay, that was fun, man.
That was...